Hey Jacob, today we're going to continue to read A Light in the Attic by Shel Silverstein. I hope you enjoyed as much as I do. Put something in. Draw a crazy picture, write a nutty poem. Sing a mumble-gumble song, whistle through your comb. Do a loony-goony dance across the kitchen floor. Put something silly in the world that ain't been. Monsters I've met. I met a ghost, but he didn't want my head. He only wanted to know the way to Denver. I met a devil, but he didn't want my soul. He only wanted to borrow my bike a while. I met a vampire, but he didn't want my blood. He only wanted 2 nickels for a dime. I keep meeting all the right people at all the wrong times. Rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band, we'd travel all over the land. We'd play and we'd sing and we'd wear spangly things if we were a rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band and we're up there on the stand, the people would hear us and love us and cheer us, hooray for that rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band, then we'd have 1,000,000 fans. We'd giggle and laugh and sign autographs if we were a rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band, the people would all kiss our hands. We'd be millionaires and have extra long hair if we were a rock and roll band. But we ain't no rock and roll band. We're just 7 kids in the sand, with homemade guitars and pails and jars and drums of potato chip cans. Just 7 kids in the sand, talking and waving our hands, and dreaming and thinking, oh, wouldn't it be grand if we were a rock and roll band? Something missing. I remember I put on my socks. I remember I put on my shoes. I remember I put on my tie. That was painted in beautiful purples and blues. I remember I put on my coat to look perfectly grand at the dance. Yet I feel there is something I may have forgot. What is it? What is it? Memorize and Mo. Mo memorized the dictionary, but just can't seem to find a job, or anyone who wants to marry someone who memorized the dictionary. Somebody has to. Somebody has to go polish the stars, they're looking a little bit dull. Somebody has to go polish the stars for the eagles and starlings and gulls. Have all been complaining that they're tarnished and worn. They say they want new ones we cannot afford. So please get your rags and polishing jars. Somebody has to go polish the stars. Reflection. Each time I see the upside-down man standing in the water, I look at him and start to laugh, although I shouldn't totter. For maybe in another world, another time, another town, maybe he is right side up, and I am upside down.